Module 1, Foundations of Environment, Technology, and World Politics. Lecture 1, Introduction. Welcome to this course on technology, ecology, and environmental issues in world politics. In today's world, environmental challenges and technological changes are no longer confined to individual countries. They affect the entire globe, shaping diplomacy, security, and development. This first module will focus on the foundations, the role of geography and the physical environment in international relations, the links between science, technology, and politics, and the environmental issues, such as pollution, land use, and famine, that dominate global debates. Lecture 2, the role of geography and the physical environment in international relations. Geography has always influenced politics. Natural resources, climate, rivers, seas, and mountains shape the power and security of states. For example, countries with access to oceans, like the United States, have advantages in trade and naval power. States with abundant resources, such as oil in the Middle East, become central players in international politics. Harsh climates or resource scarcity often lead to conflict, migration, or dependency. The physical environment, whether fertile soil, deserts, or natural disasters, directly influences a country's foreign policy, security strategy, and role in world politics. Lecture 3, Linkages between science, technology, and world politics. Science and technology are no longer just domestic concerns. They are deeply tied to world politics. Military technology, such as nuclear weapons, reshapes global power balances. Communications technology, from satellites to the internet, connects nations, but also creates cybersecurity threats. Environmental technology, like renewable energy, affects global cooperation and competition. For instance, the race for clean energy technology is both a scientific pursuit and a geopolitical contest, as nations compete for dominance in solar panels, wind turbines, and battery storage. Lecture 4, International Politics and the Environment. International politics is about how states interact, cooperate, and compete. Increasingly, environmental issues are central to these interactions. Consider climate negotiations. Agreements like the Paris Climate Accord bring states together, but commitments often clash with national economic interest. Developing countries argue for climate justice, pointing out that wealthy nations have historically polluted more and should bear greater responsibility. Thus, environmental issues are not only about science, but also about fairness, power, and diplomacy. Lecture 5, The International Politics of Population. Population growth is a political issue with global consequences. Overpopulation strains food, water, and energy resources. Demographic imbalances, like aging populations in Europe and Japan, affect labor markets and migration policies. Youth bulges in parts of Africa and Asia can fuel both innovation and political instability. Migration, too, becomes an international political issue as people move across borders seeking better opportunities or escaping environmental disasters. Lecture 6, Global Ecological Changes. We now face ecological changes on a planetary scale. Climate change, caused by greenhouse gas emissions, is altering weather, sea levels, and ecosystems. Deforestation reduces biodiversity and contributes to global warming. Loss of biodiversity weakens ecosystems that humans depend on for food, water, and medicine. This ecological shift affects security, trade, and global health, making them central to world politics. Lecture 7, Environmental Pollution and Land Use. Pollution and land use are major sources of international conflict and cooperation. Air pollution travels across borders, as seen in the smog drifting between China, Korea, and Japan. Water pollution in rivers like the Mekong or the Nile creates disputes among neighboring countries. Land use, including deforestation, desertification, and urban sprawl, raises questions of sustainability and food security. The challenge for international politics is how to manage resources collectively while respecting national sovereignty. Lecture 8, Famine and food security. Famine is not just a natural disaster, it is often political. Wars, poor governance, and international sanctions can all contribute to food crisis. Examples. Famines in East Africa have been worsened by conflict and climate change. Global food markets mean that a drought in one country can raise food prices worldwide. Thus, famine is both a humanitarian concern and a political issue, requiring international cooperation. In this first module, we explored the role of geography, technology, and environmental issues in international politics. We saw how resources, population, pollution, and famine influence global relations. The key message is that the environment is no longer a background condition of politics, it is a central driver of world politics today.